In the quiet, tree-lined streets of Maple Creek, the Miller family lived a life so ordinary it was invisible. That changed on a cold Tuesday morning. The first 911 call came in just after 3 a.m. Sarah Miller's voice was a ragged whisper, choked with terror. She said a man had broken into their home, tied her up, and then vanished. She couldn't explain how. When the police arrived, they didn't find a crime scene. They found a tidy house and a story that didn't add up. There were no signs of forced entry. The ropes she described were gone. Her husband Tom was sleeping soundly upstairs and heard nothing. The officers exchanged knowing glances. This wasn't a home invasion. It was a cry for attention, or worse, a marital dispute gone strange. Their questions shifted from what happened to why are you lying? The next day, the Millers were brought in for separate interviews. The transcripts read like a psychological thriller. "Sarah, your story keeps changing," an investigator said, his voice laced with suspicion. One minute he had a mask, the next he didn't. Which is it? They pressed Tom, suggesting his wife was unstable, maybe having an affair, maybe trying to frame him. They asked if he'd been drinking, if they were in debt. Every question was a small cut, slowly bleeding them of their sanity. The local news got wind of the hoax. Headlines painted Sarah as a manipulative wife, a real-life gone girl. Neighbors who once waved hello now stared with cold judgment. The Millers became prisoners in their own home, the drapes always drawn. At night, every creak of the floorboard sent a jolt of fear through Sarah. Was he back? Or was she, as the police suggested, losing her mind? The real horror wasn't just the memory of that night. It was the terror of being utterly alone, disbelieved by the very people who were supposed to protect them. Weeks turned into months. The official investigation was closed, labeled unfounded. But then a small detail emerged, almost by accident. A rookie officer reviewing old files from a neighboring town found a report from 2 years prior. A different woman, another quiet suburb, a nearly identical story. An intruder ropes, a baffling disappearance. Her case had also been dismissed. He kept digging. Another one, then another. A horrifying pattern began to surface. A phantom preying on families, so meticulous that he left behind nothing but doubt and shattered lives. He found security footage from a gas station near the Millers' home, time-stamped just an hour before Sarah's 911 call. A car, nondescript, but the license plate matched a vehicle seen near another victim's house. It was a thread, thin but strong. This thread led them to a man who lived a shockingly normal life, a respected community member, a volunteer. When they searched his home, they found a hidden room. Inside were trophies from his victims, a lock of hair, a piece of jewelry, and coils of rope, all neatly labeled with dates and locations. The truth, when it finally broke, was more terrifying than any fiction. The man confessed, detailing his crimes with a chilling lack of emotion. He was a master of psychological warfare, knowing that a crime with no evidence would turn the system against the victim. He didn't just break into their homes. He broke their reality. The Millers were vindicated, but the damage was done. They received a public apology, but how can you apologize for making someone the villain of their own nightmare? Their story serves as a haunting reminder. Sometimes, the most terrifying monsters aren't the ones that hide in the dark. They are the ones who walk in the light, shielded by our own disbelief. And the scariest horror story is the one where you're screaming for help, and no one believes you.